Tried.
Bada boom, bada bang. Where are you at, Kyle?
I am at a family member's house, and so I'm in
A
their
children's room?
office. I'm in their office, but yeah, it is also the old children's room. So we have some sick
Monster
posters going.
trucks.
Monster trucks. We've got Superman and Wolverine right here.
Nice.
So we're
Fire.
just in the coolest office you could possibly have.
And then
So
just the creepy little bear on that very edge of the screen.
he's
I
Just
didn't even
just
just
see
gonna
peeping,
that.
just peeping in.
he wanted to learn to trade with me today,
All right.
so he's watching. Yeah.
Ah.
You lose a trade today, that bear is getting the smoke.
Okay, did we
Yeah,
tell
he's
everyone
my
where to
version of
be?
Ted.
There's only 3 people in pre-market prep on Discord, so I think they know.
Oh, no
Yep, I
kidding.
know.
Oh, nice. What?
We're I think honestly they were there yesterday too. There's always like someone in voice that just is hanging out.
Nice. Let's see what we're sporting on YouTube real quick. Let me pull it up. Chat, how are you today? Welcome to Good Morning NASDAQ. Our pre-market prep. Today is the Wednesday exclusive.
You know what? F it. Just
Not
call it Good
not in the
Morning
chat.
NASDAQ.
It's Good Morning NASDAQ now.
It's what it is.
That's what it is. I mean, unless it's a bad morning, we could do that, but I don't really spread negative vibes around here.
No,
We
it's
don't.
positivity only.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Negative vibes not allowed.
What is that?
I said negative vibes not allowed.
Oh, okay. I
Only
thought
positivity.
All right. Good morning, traders. I was trying to mix Clover and Trader there, I guess. Normally on Good Morning Nasdaq, Jack and myself discuss the top gappers of the day. We go through a scanner, talk a little fundamentals, technical analysis, and we don't go into our watch list too much. But on Wednesdays, on Free Wednesday in the Clover community, we like to give you guys a little bit more. So we're actually going to go through our watch list that we post every night in the Clover community. And we also have our Twitch tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern for Wine Wednesday. So this is your day to come hang with us. If you're not part of the community, get some questions answered tonight. And this morning, we're just going to go through our own personal watch list, what we're watching for the day, and how we want to play stuff.
Alrighty. Should I start us off, or when you guys want to take it away?
Take a
All
whack
right.
at it.
So my really main focus today is going to be the AI stocks, particularly AI itself, and then CXAI. I'm kind of a mini fan of SOUN and BBAI, but they're not going to be as big of movers in my opinion. I could be dead wrong, but I feel like the last one or two runs, CXAI and AI have been the biggest ones, mainly because AI is like the leader, and then CXAI is just a super low flow, so that thing's always going to have a lot of good range. I am long both. Unfortunately, we're looking like a very slightly break even on CXAI at this gap, and then a small gap down on AI. Was hoping for a little more strength, like a little gap up would have been nice. However, I look at AI and I look at like the sector as a whole, and I just can't help but think we're in a bubble. And knowing that we're in a bubble, I also think the bubble is not even close to being done yet. And so when I look at this chart of AI, this daily chart, I just can't help but think that even if we had a small red day today, we're probably going to hold like those 39 support that once was resistance yesterday, and likely continue this breakout. It doesn't have to necessarily re-break out today. It could have a small red day, although I do really only want to risk 40. Unfortunately, I just bought too high yesterday. If you were in the 4 Leaf webinar, you heard me and Jack Swarzy talk about how we just missed it and we kept waiting. We're like, no, wait for a pullback, and that pullback never came. And so unfortunately, it left me buying pretty much late day into the consolidation around 43, high 42s. So it's like I really don't want to risk 39, but eventually for my high entry, I can't. So like I'll probably have to risk 40. But again, long story short, I just see myself being able to risk somewhere in this so that I can hold on. But again, under 40, I'm probably gonna let it go. But even then, I would still be watching it to rebuy because I just think this move is going to continue. CXAI, worst case, I have to risk low tens. That the previous or this kind of consolidation period it's had for the last, call it 2 weeks, and just not hope, but stick to that plan and let them play out and let this AI kind of sector heat up as the days goes on. Other than that, NKLA is gapping up. I really like this daily chart sitting up here. Hopefully one more day of run would really send this to 110, 120, and then looking for tomorrow of a first red day short. And then the main other watch I have on is CVNA. I think this daily chart is offering a great bounce short. I've always been saying either that or it's actually setting up for another squeeze to new highs. There's really only one way to find out, and that is to just watch and see how price action takes us. But we are having a slight gap down now. I did just short some at red green, call it, what is that, 10 minutes ago. So I am looking for a first red day kind of bounce short on this, and then ideally maybe swing some back down to 20 or even lower. They're not in a good financial position to not go into too in depth, but seeing the thing fade back off like it did last time back in February is not out of the question. So I will be looking for kind of both this day trade and a potential kind of swing longer term for at least a week or two. So that's about all I got.
That's awesome, Kyle. And let's, thank Kyle personally by smashing that like button this morning. We're only at 17. Mia and Schwartz, normally get at least 50. So for Kyle joining us this morning, why don't we show our appreciation by hitting that like button? It's free. As far as I know, it's still free.
Wait, let me check Google real quick. Is the like button free on YouTube? Yeah.
Yep, still free. Okay. Yeah, you might as well do it, guys. There it is. It's starting to uptick. Okay, nice. Wonderful.
Still lower than when it's us too. Trust me, guys, the amount of likes you get over our average like on the day, that is your appreciation for Kyle. So this doesn't even count as you guys like him.
Wow, so generous.
That's pretty
I love that Dom
rude.
I love that Dom said he's like, well, there it starts to uptick, and I immediately start thinking about like, what if people start trading the like button? Like $5 against 51 in 2 seconds. And people start unliking it, so it starts dropping.
You don't have to do that. Can't you just hit the like button again and it'll disappear?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
All right, I'll take the magic conch and speak for a minute. So the first thing I was watching was AHI for reversal after a big move from 60 cents to almost $4, but after following yesterday's red day, but today it's gapping down another like 25 or 30%. So it will potentially be a first green day for me tomorrow. With these, it's not there's no guarantee that a first green day is going to come. But with each passing red day and the smoother the fade, the more attractive it is to me, because that is increased range for it to bounce into. If I'm buying today, say it opened up at like 140, went green, I'd be looking to sell towards 2. But if it bases at right around a dollar, or even lower, and then has a first green day, then, as it becomes cheaper, I can essentially get more shares at a tighter risk level and not need that big of a move. So that'll be on watch for me tomorrow, but no longer on watch for me today, because I don't want to trade a reversal on a stock that's down 25%. The next one that I'm still keeping an eye on, I am also watching CVNA with Kyle. I'm on my upstairs computer right now using Thinkorswim for charting, so I won't be shorting it right now like he is. But it is something I'm watching, as it is a quite nice of a bounce after a pretty harsh squeeze into the high 20s. And like he was saying in the close room yesterday, I think it is unlikely that we get a breakout from this bounce, at least, and without having a significant pullback or even just a nice pullback towards 20. I think with the right size and right risk level could pay quite nicely. FFIE had a really nice breakout a week or two ago in the 27 cent area. I think it's a car company, electronic car company, EV. Tesla doing really well over the last few weeks, so this has continued to hold up. One that I think a lot of people I know in our chat room were watching and trading it, and I haven't really heard anything about it recently, but I pulled it up last night, was setting higher lows across the daily, its pullback has held the recent breakout in the 27-28 cent area. So not one that I'm going to just jump right in and get aggressive. It can follow with the overall market or what Tesla and the other EV stocks are doing. So I want to be aware of that and not trying to buy this for a breakout in the day like Tesla's having a giant red day. But I do think this 34 to 35 area can trigger a move towards the breakout level. Even if I didn't want to play it for a full-on breakout, I think if I could find a way to buy 33 to 35, risking 31, 32 and selling into 40, I think that would be a pretty good risk reward trade. My favorite trade of today is MGOL. Is it a recent IPO? How far back can I go?
Yeah.
Schwartz,
This year,
correct me. Yes. Okay.
January.
So pretty clean daily chart. Just a few big candle wicks in the $5 million range. There actually is one right at the breakout level 270 area. The 175 area, which has actually become support over the last few days. This is one that I really expected to die yesterday. It kind of failed to push and retest the breakout area in the high twos. Then yesterday broke down under two and felt like it immediately just got bought right back up and swipe back into that 215 areas, that line that I think is really important and what matters. And this is the company that is related to Messi's. Is it merch marketing? Does anyone know a better word for what I'm saying? What they do?
Is it like
Oh,
with Messi going to MLS? Is that what?
Were they the
I gotta
sponsor
Google
company?
it. It's related to Messi and his,
Is
I
moved
want
to
to say
MLS?
clothing or something.
A
Let me just,
lifestyle brand portfolio company?
yeah, it has something to do with
Fashion
Messi.
design, brand
Yes.
development.
Yeah. Okay. It launched as the Messi brand.
Oh yeah, related sales marketing activities related to the Messi brand.
I
And it's
love that
just an
background.
interesting catalyst on kind of a clean daily chart because he just got moved to Miami, which is a pop
And
in area.
this company's headquarters is in Fort Lauderdale, so right up the
Okay.
street from Miami.
Ooh.
And so kind of an interesting catalyst you don't see every day, that just kind of messy switching teams kind of got this stock moving. But I know that because of that type of catalyst, it's going to attract a lot of short sellers. And if anyone's overstaying their welcome in the 250 to 3 area and this does break out, it is a 5 mil float as far as I know, and with room to run. So I'm not going to get ultra aggressive. Breakouts for me haven't worked that great this year. But if there's a way to get 220, 230, which I think is the trigger, if we break over 2 days ago's highs or yesterday's highs, and push into the three, if there's a way I can risk 20 cents to make 50 to 70, and then leave a piece on for a potential move higher towards the end of the week, if this does get going 3, 4, 5, I really like that. I really like to focus on breakouts on trades that I expect to fail, and then I keep looking at them every day and they just keep holding up, keep holding up. And it just kind of tells me as the volume goes down and as the stock price continues to make higher lows and hold up sideways, that something's going on there, whether shorts are just kind of trapping themselves or there is a bidder that's holding it up. Something's going on. So these are the type of charts I want to be aware of. So that is probably going to be my main watch out of the open with CVNA, with FIFI. FFIE is a back burner. AHI will be something I watch into tomorrow. That pretty much is my watch list for this morning.
Nice. Mine is
Very
not
nice.
as long. I like to stick just a couple ideas at a time. First up for me, it's BWV. This is a hot ticker of the day. So we know two things. A lot of eyes on it because it's new, and it can do a lot of crazy stuff when that happens. Because there's so many different forces coming at it. For me, I mean, we see resistance, and we see a lot of volume, and we see that it's holding the highs of its range from 1.95 to 0.8. Personally, I'm hoping that after the market open, we get some sort of squeeze on this, maybe like 210, 220. And then from there, I'm going to look for consolidation and breakdown just to fade it for the day. Just lock some profits into weakness. Not going to get too aggressive with it because, like what we saw yesterday with, what was that one ticker? FWBI, FWIBI?
Wibby.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, they drop a private placement, goes down to 190, bounces up to
Thing
280,
halts up.
fades down to 1. I'm like, okay, this, that's just a little crazy. Not my style. Next up, we also have Wet G, which is a hot one of the day.
What to say? I was to mention that. It wasn't on my watch list, obviously, but
No.
I pulled it up while Don was
Which
talking
one?
and like
Crazy.
WETG. I was like, holy
Wet
moly.
Yeah.
G.
Yeah, this thing's at a low float, like I think sub a million.
Yeah, and
So
I mean,
quite
it's
the
like
pre-market.
maybe even half a million.
450,000.
Dude. So this
low.
says danger written all over it. If I do trade it, it's probably going to be from the long side. I don't want to get too involved with this play just because of whatever can happen. So keep the blinders up. Take it
I've
easy.
actually on
Favors
dilution
longs.
tracker. on dilution check, you know how they have like notes sometimes where they do like their take and they just give you like a sentence or two. I've
Oh
never
yeah.
seen this one, but for wet G it says Chinese pump and dump potential. Like I didn't think you could legally say stuff like that.
Chinese
Right.
pump and dump. They said potential, so it's okay.
Yeah,
Potential life-changing company.
Bro, it's the wet G.
It's like not accusing anyone of anything. It's just potential.
And then also AI. I'm thinking maybe we get a little selling action in the morning, and then hopefully we can find some sort of a base in this 40, 41 area at the lows, and then make our way back up to the red to green. So that's what I'll be on watch for today. Just gonna stick to those three sorts of things, probably two of them. If you were listening and you know which ones I'm favoring. And that's just going to be my plans for the day.
Well, that was really awesome, Shorts.
Thank you.
Wow. I honestly think for that, we deserve at least 10 more likes.
But can we do it? Do we have...
I mean, I'd like to see 75 likes and then...
You know, guys, I'm
we hit
sorry to say,
75.
I'm not feeling appreciated right now, and I can only imagine that Dom and Kyle are feeling somewhat the same way. This is going to be our last stream ever, unless we get to 75 likes.
Oh my gosh.
Last one ever.
Well, the
there it
new
is.
viewers know that
Yes.
they will take our mics if we don't get to there. We're there. All right, let's answer some questions.
Like they literally gave me a wired mic so that Kyle could fly to my place, cut my cord, and take me out of the game.
I literally, I came into that episode. I like watched that episode later as a viewer, and the first thing I hear is Dom is like, "They'll take our mics. They'll take our mics."
He had so much fear in his voice.
Upper management, man. It's upper management serious in this business, you know. And you know, I'm not saying. No, I'll just leave it at that. There was a question about GSIT. Said that it's kind of what I was saying about MGOL, where higher lows, fading volume, like I described. The main thing I would differ GSIT from MGOL is the length of time. If you look at how long GSIT has been doing this, it has tested the breakout level now, I think thrice, maybe fourths. And it is there, no volume is coming in. There's no interest. There's no like squeezability. And I wrote in the chat earlier this week or last week, I was just like, if it doesn't do it this time, and it was like the last time that it tried to break over 8 and failed, I was going to be done with it. There's just so many of these breakout charts that continue to look good and entice you, and they never end up doing anything for like a month. And I don't know if GSIT is going to be that way, or if it's just randomly going to have some news and gap it through, and it's finally going to get that eyes and the attention, the volume back that it had on its initial run. But I have run out of patience for waiting for that. So, and the difference between that and MGOL is like a hot stock of the week, right? It was a lot of people played it in the last week. A lot of shorts played it. Long saw the momentum there. So, you know, a lot of the small caps that we trade, we're just trying to take advantage of that volatility while it's hot. And the longer that goes on, the less interest it's going to have because, you know, new stocks are popping up every single day.
Yep. Mary says, say more about Wet G, please. I mean, for me, Wet G, I'm not even going to trade it. Just, you know, I ever since I was first started trading low floats, like sub $1 million, I just learned to that's a rule of mine. I just don't trade them. If they're that low float, they usually are that crazy for shorts and for longs that I really just don't want to touch them with even like a 5-foot pole. You know, it's fun watching them, but like I have zero interest. So I'll see where it's at. I'll look at the chart at the end of the day. But in terms of, I don't even have a chart up of it. Like I have 4 charts up. I've got AI, NKLA, CVNA, and CXAI. I don't even have room to look at Wedgie. So I won't be looking at it personally.
They really are just more fun to watch than anything.
Right.
There's just some tickers and like subsets of kinds of tickers, qualification for a ticker that just bring excess risk, whether you're a long bias trader or a short bias trader. They just have more ability to screw you over and cause you to get emotional, cause you to overtrade, cause you to take disastrous losses. Yeah, and you might look, okay, you know, it's a 450,000 float, so I don't want to short it. That's dangerous, but it's up 100%. It's got some dilution. It got Chinese pump and dump potential written on it. Like there is no safe play here, no matter what you're trying to do. And for all those reasons, I'm out.
the shark,
Shark Tank.
himself.
And for all those reasons, I want 1,000 shares at 19. No,
Yeah.
like
I mean, if you go back, if you want to
to
give me 1,000 shares from like 7, I'll take them. But
See, dude, this is why the sharks always win. They say, "What, G? Yeah, I'll buy some of your equity, but I'm buying it at 11 bucks a share."
it's like for that reason, I want 1% of your company
Right now, when it's trading at 18.
And that's how crazy that is. That's like we theoretically could buy 1% of this company. All I would need to do is buy what 5,000 shares.
Yeah.
Like I have enough money to do that at 17. Maybe if it goes to like 50, it's like, oh, that's a lot of money. I mean, I still technically have that much, but it's like, again, when it gets that low flow, it's a different beast. It's different. So
yeah, and imagine the people trying to short sell 2,500 shares at 20.
Gosh, I would have a heart attack real quick. Yeah.
Here we go. Dawson. Dom is low-key hilarious. Low-key? Low-key. Come on, man.
It's low-key. Keep it chill.
The silent assassin. The only other thing that I have on my mind today is the FOMC meeting. I know it's not a big deal, but because I am watching and trading AI, I can't help but think that whenever SPY or the NASDAQ have like moved drastically in one way or another, AI has followed it. And so every time there's an FOMC, especially the one today, specifically because everyone thinks there's not going to be a rate hike, which like the bullish kind of trend change that the FOMC hasn't done in over a year. However, I look at like the overall markets, and we've been in such a huge uptrend that I'm wondering if everyone's already priced in a rate hike like halt, or not a rate hike, a rate pause that we actually sell off. And if we do, that's not going to help the AI thesis either. So that's the only reason why I'm keeping a tab on that. Ideally, it actually is bullish, and this uptrend isn't because people think they're going to pause, and then they actually do pause, and then we just go even higher. We do like a little parabolic. I mean, honestly, the SPY already looks a little bit like a mini parabolic, oddly enough, which is kind of scary. But like, we aren't at all-time highs yet either. So
just let her run. Let her run.
Let her rip, dude. Let her just shred.
Let it break new highs. That'll be a fun summer.
Yeah, at some point you got to look at the market and say, okay, there's only just people buying this thing. It's going up. Like, just people buying, man.
Damn buyers.
Yeah.
What? I think someone unliked. We were over 80. Now we're at 79. Oh, yeah, we're back to 80.
Back to 80.
All right, I'm going to find out who, and I'm going to ban him forever.
All right, guys, we thank you so much for being here with us on this free Wednesday in this episode of Good Morning NASDAQ. A big thank you for Kyle for joining the morning show. We really appreciate it. But we appreciate you guys being here. It is 9:22, so we're going to head over to the Clover room and get in the chat and start trading, start posting some alerts, start hopefully making moolah, baby. And we will see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. for Wine Wednesday. And we'll be here again tomorrow morning at 8:45 a.m. for Good Morning NASDAQ. If you haven't been there for it, it's a good time. It's a riot. We just talk gappers and we make fun of tickers and companies. And we just have a lot of fun. We try to keep it chill. You know what I'm saying?
It's your morning show to feel good.
To feel good. We do force you to hit the like button, though. So if you can't do that,
don't come.
We will shame you into hitting the like button.
All right, hit him with the punchline. Hit him with the punchline.
Kyle, do it.
Kyle,
what's the punchline?
Kyle doesn't know the punchline. We just came up with a new punchline.
Did you? I don't know.
Stay classy, NASDAQ.
Oh, there it is. All right, now.